school down here for, I shouldn't stand on. Good morning. Good morning. This is such a special day. We have over 200 students participating in this celebration and a really important honor for our veterans. And we do this annually, White Plains. It is a point of pride. It is my absolute pleasure to welcome all of our guests, especially our honored guests, our veterans. Would you please stand and be recognized? I want to also welcome honored guests from the Board of Education who are joining us this morning to celebrate, to participate in this amazing moment for our children and our community. I also want to thank our elected officials. We have Mayor Roach and members of our council who are here this morning. This is a White Plains community event. And for our students, thank you. Thank you for practicing. Thank you for learning all of the songs, and thank you for all of the gratitude that you've shown our veterans. There is nothing, in my mind, nothing more important than folks who are willing to volunteer and sacrifice for the benefit of others. The United States of America, while not perfect, we're not perfect. We do stand as a testament to the rest of the world. We show the rest of the world that we can be open. We show the rest of the world that we derive strength from difference. This is something that White Plains has stood for forever. Some folks call White Plains the birth of the nation, or the birthplace of our nation in a lot of ways. I believe that to be true. I believe that in White Plains we seek to embody what we hope that all around the world will embody. Love and support for everyone. A welcome and willingness to be there for everyone. And today, we celebrate the women and men who devote their lives to bringing freedom and justice to everyone. Thank you very much for your service. Thank you for the continued service you do for our communities. And thank you for your willingness to sacrifice so that we can all remain free. Enjoy today's celebration.
Next, I'd like to welcome Mayor Roach to the podium, whose boys were both in my band as well. Good to see you.
Thank you, Ms. Naziati. She taught both my sons. It's great to be with you here today. Today I'm here as mayor. I'm joined by my colleagues, Justin Brash from the council, White Plains County Council, and also Jen Puja, who is here in the role of council member and parent, as I was for so many years, but they both moved on. I always love this event. I'm here every year. I want to start out by thanking our veterans for their service to our country. As Dr. Ricker touched on, this is the birthplace of the state of New York because the Declaration of Independence was read for the first time right by the Armory, where you see the Eagle statue. At the time was the courthouse. It was where the New York State Legislature was meeting at that time. This is also the place where in 1776, the nation we were barely getting started, and General Howe decided the war was going to be ended in White Plains, sent British and Hessian troops up the Bronx River to White Plains to attack Washington's army. Washington's army held them off by what is now known as Battle Hill, was then known as Chatterton's Hill. Held them off so that Washington could get the main body of the army back into what's called Mount Misery, which is right up here, where they overwintered, and that army went on to attack the Hessians in Trenton and start to turn the tide of the war. So we have a lot of history right in our city. And I was just, as they played the Battle of the Republic, I had to remember that less than 100 years later, you had a large group of people that tried to destroy the country and tear it down before it even got going. And Abraham Lincoln put it together, and it was veterans in all of these cases who made it happen. It was soldiers, volunteers, people from around you, your neighbors, who went and fought the British. It was your neighbors who signed up and went to defend our country. And there's a statue for them in Timmins Park, if you want to check that out. But it's veterans who have done that for us throughout our history. And whether they were enlisted or they were conscripted, they went and fought for their country in World War II, in Korea, in Vietnam, in Iraq. It's been a history of the citizen army defending our nation. And so it's important that we recognize that contribution, because when those veterans came back, they went and did great things when they got back too. So that is the core of our country. I'm so glad so many are here today so we can thank them in person. And with that, I will just say, I'll throw one more thing in. Let's think of all the men and women around the world right now who are in harm's way on our behalf. Let's have a thought for them.
Please stand for the presentation of the flags. When Francis Scott Key wrote the Star-Spangled Banner more than 200 years ago, he called America the land of the free and home of the brave. Those words are as true today as they were then. On November 11, 2024, our nation will celebrate the holiday called Veterans Day. To mark this important holiday, the Eastview students are pleased to honor the men and women of our armed forces with this musical salute. Each and every day, countless sacrifices are made by the brave men and women in our armed forces to protect the many freedoms that each of us enjoy. We're proud that this is our 16th year celebrating our veterans at Eastview. This Veterans Day event has become a very important part of the fabric of our school culture. At Eastview, we believe in epic. Every person impacts culture, and we know that today's tribute to you, our veterans, will be totally epic. Today, we are honored to have veterans among us, and many of you in this audience may have friends and family that have served or are currently serving in the armed forces right now. To the veterans that are here with us today and to the families of veterans, we thank you, and we will not forget the sacrifices that you have made for each of us.
Remember those who gave their all.
fighting ceased 7 months earlier when Armistice Day went into effect. On the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month in November 1990, President Wilson proclaimed November 11th as the first commemoration of Armistice Day. If idealistic hope had been realized that World War I was the wars in all wars, November 11th might still be called Armistice Day. But only a few years after the holiday was proclaimed, war broke out in Europe. For many years, this important day was called Armistice Day. But in 1954, President Dwight D. Eisenhower changed the name to Veterans Day so that we may honor all. Eastview is honored to welcome our guest speaker, Mr. Devon Smith, to our school today. Devon Smith was born and raised in White Plains. He attended Ridgeway, Highlands, and then graduated from White Plains High School in 2010. He served in the Marines after graduating and deployed twice. First on a naval ship called the USS New York, which was made in actual pieces of the World Trade Center after the 9/11 attack. He traveled throughout the Mediterranean Sea, the Suez Canal, and the Red Sea, visiting more than 10 countries. Devon Smith was also deployed to Helmand, Afghanistan for 7 months. He was honorably discharged March of 2015, and then he attended Pace University, where he studied business management and psychology, but did not graduate due to a medical condition called PTSD. To combat PTSD, Devon Smith decided to pick up a pen. Without having any knowledge or formal college education, he decided to follow his newfound hobby. His passion for photography grew into a successful media company called Shadow Media Productions. Now Devon is a successful cinematographer and has captured content at the Super Bowl pregame event hosted by Aaron Lynn. He has traveled with musical celebrities as their personal photographer and has worked with national disaster organizations. Devon has documented disaster aftermaths all around the United States. Please welcome our guest speaker, Mr. Devon Smith.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. First of all, I'd like to thank everyone for taking their time out their busy schedules to join us today. I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet for you guys. So here we go. If you guys see me sweating up here, don't be alarmed. I'm okay. I do have PTSD. I do have social anxiety. So there are some times where I sweat. All right, so here we go. Students, faculty, friends, and family, also there. I would like to thank you all for being here and allowing me to participate in this year's Veterans Day Music Salute. It's an absolute honor to be able to begin this speech here in my hometown. The amazing city of White Plains, and for some of you also known as Dubstep. All right. For those of you who know me or don't know me, I wasn't always as good looking. During my times, excuse me, I lost my place. So during my time at White Plains High School, I weighed a maximum of 295 pounds, but was an athlete. One of my greatest core memories was playing football as a White Plains Tiger and being part of the last undefeated team and the last senior team to take home the Turkey Bowl trophy. Sorry guys, just bear with me. Anxiety is real. One of my greatest, and as many of you already know, the White Plains tradition runs deep. Being part of these two amazing teams and the athletic program has instilled the basic fundamentals of me being a young adult. As a student athlete at White Plains High School, I learned to study and work hard. And there were many of us on the team who were looking forward to take their talent to the next level and playing college football. I thought I was one of those students until something made me realize I wanted to enlist into the military. At first, I didn't know what branch I wanted to go to. I knew, knowing not much about the military and thinking about the GI Joe I had as a kid, My first instinct was to go to give the Army a visit, but when I walked in to speak with a recruiter, I was greeted by a Marine dressed in blue uniform, who was in the office's JC. I told him my intentions, and he told me I needed to lose 30 pounds. By the way, guys, 295, I was a big boy, all right? Still working on it. So we had to lose 30 pounds. 30 days later, I came back 30 pounds lighter. I ate half a granola bar a day, and I drank a lot of water, and I ran almost a mile to 3 miles a day. I felt like a superhero that could do anything. I lost another additional 30 pounds in boot camp, totaling at a weight of 175 as a graduating new Marine. This was a huge change for me and gave me the boost confidence that I needed. I excelled at the United States Marine, taking home multiple meritorious masses, accomplishments, awards. I quickly learned that I was where I was supposed to be. Because of White Plains football, I learned to be a great teammate and give my all no matter what the outcome is. None of this will be possible with the support of my family, my teammates, and the White Plains High School athletic program. I deployed 2 times. My first deployment was 11 months long on the Navy ship called the USS New York, which was constructed from pieces from the World Trade Center from 9/11. This deployment, we visited over 10 different countries, including Italy, Dubai, Morocco, Jordan, Bahrain, Seychelles, etc. My second deployment was 7 months long in Helmand, Afghanistan. Let's just say it was a little bit different from the ship. After 5 years of service as a United States Marine, I decided it was time for me to come home. I got the opportunity to travel the world and make some great friends. And during my journey, that are more like family. I learned to be organized and proficient in everything that I do. Once home, I struggled with a condition called PTSD. I attempted to go to college to study business management, but fell short 2 years. I struggled with PTSD, not knowing. I struggled with PTSD for 2 years until one day I picked up a camera and it changed my life. I went from staying inside all day with no communication, the windows closed, curtains closed, to being outside in the fresh air. At first, photography was just a hobby. It allowed me to step out my comfort zone and get outside in the fresh air. Shortly after, it grew into a profitable hobby. Then, in 2019, I took the next step and I opened up Shadow Media Productions as an LLC. During this time, in 2019, I got to meet some great celebrities and work with them personally. I got to work with DJ Pauly, Rick Ross, Vanilla Ice, Aaron Green, Bobby Flay, etc. And also participate in official annual Super Bowl events. So if you guys don't know, there's always Super Bowl events for Super Bowl at the locations, and I get to film all the Super Bowl events with some of the celebrities, as well as some of the big chefs there. I am forever thankful for my ups and downs during this journey we call life. Thank you. I thank all veterans for all their service, and forever be proud to be a U.S. Marine and a White Plains Tiger. Thank you all for taking the time. I appreciate it, and I hope you guys have a great Veterans Day weekend.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. We are all inspired by your service to our country. We would like to present you with an Eastview t-shirt to thank you for being here today. America's soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guardsmen have bravely answered the call to defend our freedom, to aid our friends and allies, to turn back aggressors. We can never fully repay our debt of gratitude to the American service members who died in battle or were wounded. We can, however, recognize them and thank all of the veterans still living today. The art and music departments at Eastview have created a special video tribute entitled Thank You to Our Veterans in honor of their friends and family members of the Eastview staff and students who have valiantly protect our freedoms through the service in the American Armed Forces.
For over 10 years, our school has honored our veterans. We celebrate and honor America's veterans for their patriotism, love of country, and willingness to serve and sacrifice for the common good of our nation. To our veterans, as a proud veteran myself, like you, I believe in the bond and cohesive shared experience and belief in the spirit de corps that lives in the heart and minds of all of us who have served. Valiantly, you have stood to serve our nation, and we too stand as we salute you for your bravery and your courage. Our school video is an appreciation of your service. Thank you and enjoy.
Living here in paradise because of sacrifice from the lives of heroes. They leave their homes and family, fight for you and me to protect our country. On foreign land they make their stand in the name of freedom. So let's show our love to the warriors. Thank you, soldier, for giving your lives, protecting me. Thank you, brothers, sisters too, for keeping our land free. Thank you, soldier. Thank you, soldier. Somewhere on a battlefield, a soldier kneels in the burning sun, camouflaging all his fears as he volunteers to go and save someone. Round after round, exploding sound out in the middle of nowhere. I hope that God above hears that soldier's prayer. Thank you, soldier, for giving your lives, protecting me. Thank you, brothers, sisters.
let them know that we appreciate them for their service and their sacrifices. The price of freedom is high. We cannot afford to forget the dreams paid. Today, we celebrate America's veterans for keeping this nation the land of the free and the home of the brave.
When America had an urgent need, these brave ones raised a hand. No hesitation held them back. They were proud to take a stand. They left their friends and family. They gave up their normal life to serve the country. They plowed into the strife. They fought for freedom and for peace on strange and foreign shores.
Some lost new friends, some lost their lives in brutal wars. Other veterans answered a call to support the ones who fought. Their country had requirements for the essential skills they brought.
This Veterans Day receives each and every one, the noble and the brave, the ones still with us here today, and the ones who rest in the grave. So here's to our country's heroes. They are cut above all the rest. Let's give the honor that is due to our country's very best.
the members of the White Plains District Administration, the members of the White Plains Board of Education, parents and families. Thank you to the White Plains Mayor Roach. Thank you to our Superintendent, Dr. Ricca. Thank you, White Plains City Council members, Mr. Barosh and Ms. Puja. Thank you to our principal, Mr. Dixon, and our assistant principal, Ms. Lasser. Thank you to our honored guest and speaker, Mr. Smith. Thank you to all the students and teachers who were involved in today's program. We would most especially like to thank our veterans for being here today. If you are a veteran of the American Armed Forces, could you please stand so